Welcome to the Cinematic Flashbacks. Today we will talk about M3GAN. M3GAN takes place when computer-based intelligence progressions permit people to make intelligent toys equipped for answering kids and keeping them occupied while individuals improve their time and nurturing. In front of the opposition is Gemma, a splendid specialist as of now dealing with Model 3 generative android, or M3GAN, the subsequent stage in toy improvement. Gemma believes M3GAN should learn, recalibrate itself, and boost its goal capability of safeguarding its youngster from any damage, mental or physical. So, Gemma is coding an incredibly responsive man-made brainpower fit for developing to satisfy its essential objective. You can wager this is similarly essentially as costly as it sounds, which drives Gemma to chip away at M3GAN stowed away from her chief, David. While M3GAN is for the most part a side venture, Gemma chooses to complete the doll prior in her carport after she becomes liable for raising her niece Katie. Katie lost both her folks in a fender bender. What's more, in the event that it wasn't sufficiently hard to manage despondency and misfortune early on at 9, Katie's auntie Gemma is a compulsive worker who doesn't grasp a thing about youngsters. Thus, obviously, Katie is feeling alone in her new house. Rather than moving forward and figuring out how to be a decent parent, Gemma chooses to empty her energies into M3GAN, introducing the intricate simulated intelligence into a mechanical body. What's more, very much like that, Katie gets a dearest companion forever, while Gemma can likewise designate the dreary nurturing undertakings to the android. Everyone wins, isn't that so? Sadly, for Gemma, she did great work while coding M3GAN's computer-based intelligence that the android starts to go astray from her morals boundaries. The film follows M3GAN's excursion as she turns out to be more mindful of her environmental factors, and takes drastic actions to safeguard her essential client, Katie. To our pleasure, it doesn't take well before M3GAN transforms into a dangerous doll, consistently centered around protecting Katie from hurt. That is a perilous method for bringing up a youngster since Katie never figures out how to manage disappointment or gloomy sentiments. Be that as it may, it additionally forces serious difficulties for Gemma's work on the grounds that the researcher archived the connection between her niece and the doll to persuade her organization to efficiently manufacture the M3GAN model. Toward the finish of M3GAN, Gemma understands the doll has figured out how to conceal data and becomes dubious of the man-made intelligence's brutal ways of behaving. In this way, Gemma attempts to secure M3GAN at her organization and requests that her partners run a few tests to guarantee the simulated intelligence is protected to offer to people in general. In the interim, Gemma likewise has a leap forward with Katie, deciding to put her niece's prosperity in front of work. The two returned home to hang out, abandoning M3GAN. The doll, nonetheless, won't be disregarded. When M3GAN releases generally her strength, she gets away from the lab where she has been secured and goes on a killing binge through the organization. Then, at that point, utilizing her remote functionalities to plug herself into a vehicle, M3GAN drives back home. Regardless of advancing past her production line boundaries, M3GAN is as yet determined by the need to safeguard Katie. Also, by the film's closure, that implies killing Gemma. At the point when she at last returns home, M3GAN attempts to persuade Gemma to escape the doll's way and simply center around her work. The simulated intelligence knows the amount Gemma thinks often about her work, and attempts to persuade the lady it will be best for everybody, assuming M3GAN assumes total command over nurturing starting there onwards. Be that as it may, by then, Gemma is as of now aware of her mix-ups as Katie's legitimate gatekeeper and needs to safeguard her niece. Besides, there's a distinction between being a terrible parent and allowing a deadly man-made intelligence to assume responsibility for a 9-year-old young lady. M3GAN and Gemma begin to battle inside the house while attempting to keep Katie in her room. Gemma would rather not put the young lady in danger, while M3GAN realizes Katie might be helpful on the off chance that she doesn't consider the doll to be a beast. Gemma gives her very best in an attempt to annihilate M3GAN, which makes the doll look more distorted with each blow. Concerning M3GAN, she realizes Gemma passing on would drive Katie to live with her grandparents. What's more, since the doll is a model having a place with Gemma's bosses, it just wouldn't be imaginable to follow along and move to the opposite side of the country. Thus, M3GAN concludes the best move is to harm Gemma's spinal line and cut her tongue out, making it unthinkable for the lady to move her appendages or talk. That would try and assist M3GAN with demonstrating how helpful she could be in keeping a family, demonstrating she's genuinely the ideal toy. The battle winds up waking Katie and taking the young lady to the carport. Before M3GAN can puncture Gemma's spine, Katie joins the fight by controlling Bruce, the very first android her auntie assembled. Utilizing Bruce's titanium strength, Katie tears M3GAN in half in a magnificent demonstration of mechanical savagery. That is not the end, however, as M3GAN feels sold out and changes her boundary to see herself as her essential client. The doll is determined to get revenge, regardless of whether she's creeping with her chest area and arms. Joined together, Gemma and Katie conquer M3GAN and cut her processor, annihilating the simulated intelligence for the last time. In any event, until a spin-off emerges, on the grounds that the film's last shot demonstrates M3GAN moved her paired psyche to some remote gear in Gemma's home. She probably won't have a body any longer, yet on the off chance that M3GAN can hop among hardware and make duplicates of her computer-based intelligence, she will be a more impressive foe sometime later.
Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing.